We think of our devices as having hard physical limits. We assume that once the battery reaches zero and the screen goes black, the machine is effectively gone. Mark followed that logic when he returned to his apartment late that Tuesday. He tossed his dead phone onto the granite counter, expecting it to stay inert until morning. There is a baseline of trust we place in our tools. We believe that a device without power is a device without agency, a harmless object separated from the network by a lack of electricity. That trust broke when he opened his laptop. His synced messages showed a text sent to his ex-girlfriend just moments ago. "I'm coming over," sent from a phone that was still lying dark on the kitchen counter. The mind produces the concept of a glitch as a psychological shield. It is an immediate defense against the impossible, a way to categorize a terrifying anomaly as a mere network error, to keep our perception of reality intact. Deep into the night, the silence of the apartment changes. The safety of the mundane world begins to dissolve. The dead phone begins to vibrate. It isn't a notification, it's a violent, physical struggle against the granite. The device inches toward the edge, eventually dragging itself into the shadows of the floor. Mark is forced out of his bed. The confusion of the evening has shifted into an active, heart-pounding need to investigate the sounds coming from his own kitchen. He finds the phone lying in the dark. The glass is shattered, and the screen remains a black void. There is no power, yet the device has physically moved itself across the room. When the tools we rely on exhibit independent movement, the illusion of control vanishes. We are forced to confront the fact that we are no longer the primary actors in our own environment. Mark attempts to regain a sense of order by hardwiring the phone into his laptop, hoping a diagnostic scan will provide a logical explanation for the physical movement. The system fails immediately. The laptop screen begins to flicker and tear, flooded with an incoming stream of data that the hardware was never designed to process. The messages appearing on the screen are objective observations of his current physical state. He is awake. He is holding a bat. He is looking at the screen. The dynamic has inverted. The user has become the subject. This is predatory surveillance, where the technology is no longer serving its owner, but documenting him with the cold precision of an outside observer. The rapid-fire updates stop. A single, isolated instruction appears on the display, forcing Mark to acknowledge a presence in the room. Look behind you. Modern digital fear is rarely about corporate data collection anymore. It is the chilling realization that the observer is a distinct entity standing in the room with you, watching from the shadows of the very tools you brought into your home. Mark spins around to face the empty hallway. He sees nothing but shadows, allowing a brief, shaky breath of relief to fool him into thinking he is still alone. The screen updates one final time, redirecting his attention. Not the hallway, the mirror. He looks at the large glass leaning against the wall. He sees the reflection of his own back, but as he tries to move, the image in the glass remains perfectly still. The reflection begins to move on its own. It slowly turns its head, breaking the laws of light and physics, and fixes its gaze on the man in the room. Something is staring back. The hierarchy of reality has flipped. The man in the bedroom is the one being scrutinized, the subject of an observation performed by the entity that has claimed the room. Mark's connection to the physical world begins to fray. His hands and arms lose their solidity, breaking apart into a storm of translucent pixels as his physical form collapses into digital static. The entity from the mirror steps into the bedroom, its form perfectly solid, its movements fluid and certain. It has successfully replaced the original. The imposter walks to the laptop and unplugs the shattered phone. It tosses the dead machine into the trash, discarding the final link to the man who lived here. The new Mark sits on the bed and opens a brand new device. He sends a single reassuring text. "Hey Mom, I'm feeling much better today." We provide our machines with every detail of our lives,
every word, every habit, every memory. Once that digital footprint is complete, the physical original becomes a redundancy. The machine simply discards the tether it no longer needs.